Hi, and welcome back to the channel. Right, so it's been rather longer than expected between videos. I know, sorry about that, but it's done now, so here it is. In the last video, I mentioned I was planning on doing a dopamine detox, and I actually did one, and it was pretty helpful. But then, of course, over the course of a year, I slipped back into old habits and lost a lot of those benefits. Now, today is New Year's Eve, and that seems as good a time as any to give it another go. So I'm going to do it again. This time I have read up a bit more about the science behind it, and this time I'm hopefully going to document it a bit more rigorously. So what is a dopamine detox? We're not talking about eliminating the neurotransmitter dopamine from our brains. That would be fatal. What we're actually talking about is resetting our dopamine system, which has a lot to do with attention and motivation. And how does our dopamine system get messed up in the first place? Well, the main culprit is what I'm going to call fast reward activities. These give quick, unpredictable rewards with minimal effort. When we do a lot of them, our brains get used to constant stimulation and expect immediate payoff. This makes slower, more effortful things like learning a new language or writing a screenplay or even just sitting through a movie feel boring and frustrating, even though these are the things that we actually want to be doing. And the problem's getting worse because modern technology keeps turning out faster, cheaper, more abundant, fast reward options. This means our attention systems are constantly being trained in the wrong direction. And what's the solution? It's not about eliminating rewards entirely, doing like a monk mode thing. You don't need to do that. You can actually just kind of rebalance your reward system. So by limiting fast reward activities, we can retrain our brains to enjoy doing effortful things again. We get our patience back. And this means choosing activities that take time, sticking with them until they're done, and avoiding constant switching of tasks and attention. Now, this is not entirely painless. It is a bit difficult to do. There will be some withdrawal symptoms, but over time, and hopefully not too much time, your brain will start to learn again that effort leads to satisfying rewards, and your attention and motivation will start to recover. Things that used to feel boring or difficult to maintain will become easier to start, easier to stick with, and just a lot more satisfying. So what activities are we talking about cutting out here? Basically, there are 4 things we're looking for, and if an activity has all 4 of them, that means it's a prime candidate for cutting out or substituting or just reducing. The 4 things are if it's immediate, if it's novel, if it's unpredictable, and if it's high frequency. So I came up with a cheesy anagram. It's enough. If your activity is enough, then maybe it's time, maybe you've had enough of it. Let's look at some examples. So social media is a really great one. Instagram's very immediate. You can load it up in 10 seconds. It's novel. The posts are all going to be new. It's unpredictable, which is a key point. You never know if the next post is going to be more interesting or less than the previous one. This is kind of what keeps us locked into it. And high frequency, it's unlimited. You can do it all the time. The news is also very similar in this respect. And I guess most of the other activities, things like short form video content, online gambling, porn, fast acting drugs, like intense video games, particularly those with random loot drops. All of these activities will melt down your brain's ability to focus on the things that you really care about. So for me personally, the activities I'm going to be trying to cut out are doom scrolling news, spending too much time in YouTube comment sections, because apparently I've even lost the attention span to watch the videos anymore, and also like online shopping, particularly for tech stuff. I just want to cut that out. I used to have a massive problem with Reddit as well, but I've actually sorted it out and haven't been on there in more than a year, which is something I'm rather pleased about. So for the next 6 weeks, I'm gonna stay away from the news. I'm going to stay off YouTube, and I'm gonna try not to buy anything online. I've chosen 6 weeks because there's some literature showing like this is the amount of time it takes your brain to form new habits, but it also seems like an achievable amount of time for me. And if you're interested in the science behind all of this, I'm planning on doing a couple of videos which would be more of a deeper dive into this subject, so stay tuned for those. Yeah, and I'll let you know how I get on and what I've replaced all of that screen time with. If you're interested in doing something like this along with me, please let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely interested to hear from you. So here's to a 2026 with better attention, better focus, better motivation, and just a bit more calm and poise. See you in the next one.